Lesson 13.3, evaluate trigonometric functions of any angle. All right, so now we're going to try to combine right triangles and the circular angles. Two different ways of thinking about the same type of thing. So if we think about the terminal side of an angle, we can draw a line down to the x-axis and make a right triangle. If we do that, then the sides, this would be how far we over in the x, and this would be how far up in the y. And the hypotenuse is r. And the angle will be the angle at the origin. If we do that, then you can see sine, opposite over hypotenuse, would be y over r. Cosine, or cosecant, sorry, would be r, hypotenuse over opposite, or r over y. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, or x over r. Secant would be hypotenuse over adjacent, or r over x. Tangent is the opposite over adjacent, y over x. And cotangent is adjacent over opposite, or x over y. But you're saying that little angle in the right triangle is not the same as theta up there. That is true. However, if you had started memorizing the special angles that you saw back in the last lesson, that big circle, you would have noticed that it's symmetric. So because of the symmetry, this works. So far this chapter, you needed to know the formulas for all these trig functions with the right triangles. You need to have memorized the special right triangles. You need to have memorized the angles in that circle from the last lesson. And now you need to memorize these 6 functions. This is called the unit circle. The unit circle, r is 1, and things become a little simpler. Evaluate the 6 trigonometric functions of the angle theta. And we have this point here. Well, this point is x and y. Well, we need to find r. Okay, so if we draw this here, the y is -3, the x is 3, and r is right there. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find r. And r turns out to be the square root of 18, which is 9 times 2, so 3 times the square root of 2. So r is 3 times the square root of 2. So now just fill in the formulas. Sine is y over r. So that'd be -3 over 3 square root of 2. Okay, we need to multiply the top and bottom by square root of 2 to rationalize it. So, and the 3's cancel out, so it'll be negative square root of 2 over 2. Cosine is x over r. So that's 3 over 3 square root of 2. You need to rationalize that one, multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 2's. The 3's cancel out, and you have 1 square root of 2 over 2. Tangent is y over x, so that'd be -3 over 3, which becomes -1. Cosecant is r over y. So r is 3 square root of 2, y is -3. The 3's cancel, so you're left with negative square root of 2. Secant is r over x, so 3 square root of 2 over 3, which reduces to square root of 2. And lastly, cotangent is x over y, so 3 over -3 is -1. Be an equal sign there. Let's try another one. All right, again, we need to find our r. So if I think about drawing that down like that, so the y would be there, the x is here, and this is the r. Turns out the r, use Pythagorean theorem, turns out the r is 17. And then fill in the formulas. Sine is y over r, or 15 over 17. Cosine is x over r, or negative 8 over 17. Tangent is y over x, or negative 15, or 15 over negative 8, which makes negative 15 over 8. Cosecant is r over y, or 17 over 15. Secant is r over x, or 17 over negative 8. And cotangent is x over y, or negative 8 over 15. All right, let's try one here. I didn't give you a picture this time, so maybe we should draw the picture. I want it when the angle is 180 degrees. Okay, so we draw our circle. It's all labeled. 180 degrees is right there, and we need a point for that. So some point over there, maybe negative 1, 0. Any point on that terminal side will work. You could use negative 10, 0 if you wanted. And you need to find the r. R is the distance from the origin to that point. It's 1. You can use Pythagorean theorem if you need to, but it's just going to negative 1, 0, going over 1. Sine is y over r, so that'd be 0 over 1, which is 0. Cosine is x over r, so that's negative 1 over 1, so it's negative 1. Tangent is y over x, so that'd be 0 over negative 1, or 0. Cosecant is r over y, so that'd be 1 over 0. Can't divide by 0, so that is undefined. Secant is r over x, that's 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. And cotangent is x over y, so that's negative 1 over 0. Can't divide by 0, so that is undefined.